Hello everyone, I'm your host, Boss Zombie. Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom. Yeah, let's head out of here. I love that he hates writing. I mean, not enough to, like, lose report, but... Or rapport? Report? No, it's report. But he's just annoyed by it. And it's even funnier because he has dialogue if you use a two-seater mount, like the Dwarven Spider I have. He's actually very, like, relieved. Like, oh, I don't have to write anything. Or I don't have to control anything. See, I think I'll go as far down, maybe to the trial entrance and then turn around. Because usually they keep things kind of... Well, no, sometimes there's stuff, like, out in the wilderness, but I haven't really noticed any of that here. And this is a smaller zone. I'm sure with Apocrypha there's plenty of stuff out in the wilds. No, I guess there's nothing here. Any chests around Sanity's Edge? It's strange because, well, as of recording, it's about a little over a week since this game came out, or this update came out. I feel like it's a lot less populated. Oh, never mind. There's a player. I would say a lot less populated than these kind of things usually are. Then again, it is a release with split between two zones. So maybe that's also part of it. I'm sure there's a lot more people in Apocrypha, because that's the bigger zone with more stuff to do. Oh. Hey, Xander, you love when I get Psijic portals. No comment on it? Did they ever actually explain why he doesn't like the Psijics? Oh, he also likes when you kill monsters. Like, I know he kind of, like, had beef with the, Mages Guild stuff and that kind of thing, but did he ever say his reason?
Well, that was a waste of time.
Why he hates the Psijics, or is it just he lumps them together? Whoa, look at this lady's eyelashes!
No one goes to Salem Moor.
No, never mind, it's her eyeshadow.
Now I can see why. Getting badgered by priests and buoyant armigers isn't worth seeing the one impressive relic they keep at the shrine. Is that where you're headed?
What shrine? What's going on?
The Shrine of St. Voorhees? Patron saint of House Telvanni? It's the only reason why anyone would go to Salem Mora. I stopped by to see the relic of St. Voorhees, but the High Priest wouldn't even let me get close enough to get a good look.
What's so special about the relic?
I didn't stay long enough to find out. Apparently, it's an honor just to be in its mere presence. Didn't feel like anything special to me. If you're headed that way, maybe you can see what all the fuss is about.
I'll head to the Shrine of St. Voorhees and see what's going on.
Good luck, outsider. You're going to need it.
What? What was that weird, like, threatening tone she just used? What? That was strangely cryptic and scary. Okay. Camel! Oh, here.
This is your last heist, Lock of Rosgard! Mark my words!
The talisman of St. Voorhees will be mine, and I'm all yours, Relasi, if you can catch me.
Huh? Hi.
The Lark of Rosgard is so smug when he's got the high ground. He won't be so smug when he's level with my boot. And his little disappearing act. Let me get my hands on him and I'll make him disappear.
What's going on?
That fetching thief has been a thorn in my side for far too long. He's planning to rob the shrine at Salem Mora of the sacred relic of St. Voorhees. I need extra hands if I'm to stop him. Yours could do. Are you looking for work?
What would you need me to do?
Stand in for me at the shrine and the Khajiit caravan nearby. Ask questions. Search for any clues or suspicious activity and assure the High Priest that I have everything under control. Help me, and I'll make sure you're compensated for your time.
Yeah, okay.
High Priest Treelan will be your point of contact at the shrine. He seems insistent the Khajiit are involved in the heist somehow. I have a feeling they're only guilty of poor timing. Meet me back here when you're done.
Who are you, and how did you get involved in all this? And how did I get involved in all this?
I'm Relasi. I'm a buoyant armiger, and I serve the will of the Tribunal. I'm fully aware that I may be more straight-laced than other armigers you've met. No need to remark on it. My standing orders are to apprehend the Lark. That's why I'm here.
Sounds like you and the Lark of Rosgard have history.
History. That's one way to put it. The others in my order seem to delight in romanticizing this cat-and-mouse dynamic the Lark plays up between us. I tell you, there's nothing poetic about persistently playing the fool in someone else's story.
So he's escaped your capture before? When?
I can detail the charges of his past exploits once we've caught him. Arrogant Fetcher might even tell you himself. See, he has to evade me every time. I only have to capture him once. By Vivek, and with your help, today's going to be the day.
Who is this thief, and why is he so interested in this relic?
The Lark of Rosgard is a slippery, pompous, no-good brigand. He plots his exploits and picks his marks to sow misery, reap notoriety, and make my life difficult. I know very little about the relic. You might ask about it up at the shrine.
You don't know anything about what the Lark is trying to steal.
The Talisman of St. Voorhees is exactly what you'd expect. It's gaudy and ancient, and the High Priest will no doubt be thrilled to enlighten you on its history. Those details don't help me in stopping the Lark, which is my primary concern.
How do you know I'm not working with the Lark?
Please, the Lark of Rosgard enlist an accomplice? That fetching glory hound would never. That fetching wasn't in regards to his looks, by the way. His mask prevents me from making any objective assessment. What else did you want to know?
Okay, you didn't have to explain that. Why do you want me to investigate the caravan in the shrine?
I fear the Lark might leave a note for me at the shrine, if he hasn't already. Aggravating little habit of his. Keep it hidden from the High Priest if you can. He already thinks little of me for how I've handled the Khajiit camp.
How have you handled the Khajiit camp?
In short, I haven't. They're Bandari peddlers.
Ooh, I love them.
A group of nomads with a bit of an unsavory reputation for theft. High Priest Treelam thinks they have something to do with the intended theft of the Talisman of St. Voorhees. I'm not convinced.
Why not?
A caravan of alleged pickpockets taking blame for the Lark's grand larceny? That's preposterous. And worse, it's unjust. Questioning from an armiger seems unnecessarily hostile. I'm glad to send you in my stead.
What will you be doing while I go to the caravan in the temple?
I've got a plan of my own already in motion. Crucial pieces of it need tending to. But I can tell you more about that when we meet up later. Unless you have more questions, I suggest you be on your way.
Okay.
Meet me here when you're done.
Okay. Oh, I was wondering what this place was. This is all for one little relic? What is it?
All may bask in the talisman's divine glory. From a respectful distance, please.
What am I looking at? What, it's a necklace? It's a necklace.
If you're here to bask in the presence of the talisman of St. Voorhees, I humbly ask that you do so out of arm's reach. If you have any questions about the relic's history, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
I'm here because Relasi hired me to help her stop the relic from being stolen.
Shh, not so loud. This is a very delicate situation.
Oh, he has the beard I like from this game.
We need to ensure that what few pilgrims we have
swirl.
aren't scared off by any of this. Relasi hasn't exactly kept us apprised of her plans. What did she send you to do?
She wanted me to search for anything suspicious and assure you that she has everything under control.
Of course she did. That's it. I'm sending a priest to shadow her. After Relasi came through to examine the talisman, I've had to stand watch. I've made sure not to let anyone get too close. Especially not any outsiders. It's been exhausting.
Have you had any visitors that weren't dark elves?
Aside from you, there was one other, an Elder Khajiit who asked many questions. Without, I might add, the judgmental sneering typical of most outsiders. I cannot recall his name, but he was alone. I've heard the dangerous ones only travel in groups.
What can you tell me about the history of this shrine?
I'm so glad you asked. This shrine has stood since the dawn of the Second Era in honor of St. Voorhees the Immolent, patron saint of House Telvanni.
Immolent?
I am the High Priest, and I oversee the care of our most valued relic, the Talisman of St. Voorhees.
Immolent as in lit on fire? What's the story?
Saint Voorhees believed that we honor our ancestors through the forceful expression of will over others.
What?
The gem within the relic exemplifies this belief. It was claimed in conquest during his march across elsewhere.
Ah, the pieces come together. Saint Voorhees stole the gem from Khajiit and elsewhere?
Not stole, claimed in conquest. The shrine is dedicated to exercising our forceful expression of will. We hope to someday unravel the hidden mystical properties held by the gem that eluded even the great Saint Voorhees until his death.
So he was a piece of shit, is what I'm gleaning from this. You mean no one else has been able to figure out what the gem inside the talisman can do?
Testing one's will on the talisman serves as a humbling reminder that forceful expression of one's will is an unending journey. Salem Mora used to be a haven for aspiring Telvanni, pilgrims eager to test their mettle. But alas, those days are gone.
People don't visit anymore? Why not?
Most come to visit the crypts. Few stay to properly observe the majesty of the relic. I cannot understand why. Admittedly, we have had an influx of visitors since this Lark character announced his intentions to steal the talisman.
The heist is drawing in more visitors?
I'd hate to think that spectacle was the only thing calling pilgrims to the shrine anymore. And if the Lark succeeds, there won't be anything here worth visiting for at all. Please, make sure Relassi stops him, will you?
Okay. Nope, there's a note. Hey, for you to think your hard work here has gone unnoticed, I noticed. Talk soon, your Lark of Roseguard. Oh, okay, he liked that. It's actually pretty nice.
Excuse me. Please step back from the relic.
I'm just looking at it. I'm touching it with my eyes. Hey, I love the Bandari.
Why are we stopping here when these dark elves lurk about?
Holy
the
shit,
edges
that's
of
a
our
big
camp?
lady.
Oh, Shadea, you worry too much. Surely they mean us no harm.
Old fool.
Dewclaw, Dawn Cursor, Shadea, Sakiwa, Salt Eater, Fafife. No, you're Fafife. You're Abezid. Urshabi, Broomtail, Ahami, Fazinda, Izishu, Hirzaran, and I guess this is the important guy, Ilirisu Dro. Ilirsu Dro.
Luck be with you, Walker. This one is Eliersu Dro,
Ilirsu.
Caravan Elder. Our wares and coin are in short supply, but our camp is open to all who may seek to rest and be at ease. What does your heart seek that we may provide?
Has anyone else come through your camp recently?
No. We Bandari are used to scrutiny, but rarely from such a distance. The dark elves in these lands seem colder than most. This is no matter. This one extends his warmest welcomes to you instead.
Did you visit the Shrine of St. Voorhees nearby?
The shrine. Oh, that shrine. It is a place holy to dark elves, yes? Of little interest to us Khajiit. This one is late in his years and does not remember. But he may have accidentally wandered through. Yes, that was probably so.
Huh. Interesting, because I was told that you asked a lot of questions there. And were very interested in the relic. Have you seen any strange activity around your camp?
Ask Shadea. This one thought it sensible to hire protection while crossing a land rife with slavers, and her sharp eyes miss nothing. And you are welcome to ask around our camp, Walker. Make yourself at home among the Bandari.
You sure seem nervous. What brought you to the Telvanni Peninsula?
As Bandari, our travels take us wherever the roads may lead us. The roads happen to lead us here, to this Salem Mora. We sought to stay at the Grand Outpost east of here, but it seems to be in ruins.
Is this going to be a case of you came here to steal back the thing because it's rightfully yours, some kind of thing like that? Can you tell me more about Bandari?
Perhaps you have come across our kind in your travels before. No matter. We are traveling merchants, seeking to sell our wares in all corners of the land. This one was born on the road and has traveled with this caravan all of his days.
So everyone in this caravan is your family?
Shadea and her mercenaries are not, though they would be welcome among us if they desired to be. Our clan opens its arms to those who wish to follow the way of the Bandari. Very different from what this one has seen of these Telvanni, yes?
How long do you think you'll stay here?
This one has seen many years pass, and wearies more easily of travel. He thinks just this one more night will do well for his aching bones. You are welcome to join us, Walker. We have food and tents to spare for those who share our company.
Uh-huh. The Eye of Bandar. Huh. Dark House Coastland fire led by the fiery one, Mage who had never met a soul he did not wish to conquer. Interesting. So this is the other side of the story. Little ancestor. A lot of coincidences lining up on this. Does that Gwar have a name? No, it's just a pony Gwar. It's a pony Gwar talking with a silt hopper? That's kind of cute. Hi, you're large.
What is it you want? Your nose is too close to my face.
It couldn't be if I wanted it to be. Who are you?
This one is called Shadea. She and her mercenaries are here only to protect the caravan for coin. This one dislikes this place and will remain no longer than she must. You have questions? Talk to the elder. This one knows nothing.
Did you visit the Shrine of St. Voris?
This one is not in the habit of paying tithes to foreign saints. The elder may have gone, but he insisted others stay at the camp. Fine by this one, so long as she gets paid.
Have you seen any suspicious activity around your camp?
Yes, a nosy walker came to spy and ask foolish questions. And Shadea was the only one bothered by this. Then again, the elder and his family are Bandari. They are used to being treated like criminals. Anything else, nosy walker?
What do you do exactly?
Stand a bit closer and find out. This one is quick with her blade and does not hesitate to stick it in those who ask for it. Pray that won't be you.
So you're a mercenary.
Bother someone else if you're looking for a job, Walker. This one's band has no room to cut in another share. These peddlers can barely afford us as it is.
Alright. So we have two different angles. We have this weirdo who's planning to steal it, and then the Bandari want to steal it back.
He's here. The locker's in the crypts.
Why are you
He just
injured?
slipped past.
Why were you hurt?
I just saw him. The Lark of Rosgard. He's in the crypts. Just need a moment to catch my breath.
What happened?
I was setting up protective runes in the crypts when some swit priest came bumbling in after me and set them off. We were forced to flee when the spirits of the interred attacked us, and then the Lark of Rosgard managed to slither into the crypts.
Won't he get attacked by the spirits?
He's so slippery, there's no guarantee they'll even slow him down. Quickly, please. If you can help deter the spirits, I'm sure we can corner him and stop this once and for all.
So this is all for nothing. I'm ready to chase down a Lark of Rosgard. Let's go.
Quickly!
Where's
Into the
Rosgard?
crypts. We can't let him get away!
This place has an interior? I mean, it must. It's a gigantic building.
Hurry! The lock can't be too far ahead!
A lot of urns here.
The way that priest tripped all of your protective runes, it's almost
There's
like
a lot
they're
of runes
working
here.
against you, Relasi.
Oh, but some of them aren't real.
No! Get him!
Actually, I would love to see just how effective this is. Oh my god, there's actually a lot of urns here. Wait. Oh no, I thought I went in the circle.
Relasi, who's your friend? Are you ever going to introduce us?
Quit running away, and I'll do more than that.
That voice sounds familiar. I think it's just because it's been used with other characters, but... No, I'm done. It's gonna take forever. Yes, there's a lot of urns here, but they just drop in garbage.
If only those priests had listened to you, Relasi. You know, it's not too late to switch sides.
Shut up! I'm not switching sides!
What is this weird game he's playing with her?
I know that fetcher's here somewhere. Let's see if we can draw him out.
And the talisman is mine!
Wait, but it was... What's the one on the surface, then?
You know, if you leave that replica where it is, the High Priest would be none the wiser. It could be our little secret.
No, no, no! How did he know? Nobody saw me. How could the Lark have known? He has the talisman. The real talisman. I made a replica of the original. Switched it out without the High Priest knowing. Then, I hid the real one down here to keep it safe.
Why would you do that?
The High Priest refused my order to take the relic off display. He thinks it's safe as long as he's watching it. But the Lark could steal stripes off a cat. If I couldn't stop his heist, I thought I could at least trick him into taking a replica.
The Lark saw through your trick. He left this note for you at the shrine.
That arrogant swit! And if that foolish priest hadn't prematurely set off my runes, I'd have clipped the Lark's wings and had him dead to rights. Tell me this isn't over. Tell me you found something useful. Something at the Khajiit camp, maybe.
The elder, Ilirsu Dro, visit the shrine alone. I've also found this story he wrote.
A story. Great. What reason would this elder have to visit the... Wait. Did you read this? His legend says the relic holds this Eye of Bandar. Fetch it all! I need you to get back to the camp quickly, before the High Priest intervenes.
I'll head back to the Bandari camp. What do you want me to do there?
Keep an eye on that elder. If he's really involved, he may not know the danger he's put himself in. Believe me, even if only one of the Khajiit is conspiring with the Lark, the High Priest will make sure the entire caravan suffers for it.
What are you going to do while I go for the camp?
I'll see to High Priest Treelam. I'll assure him that you're in pursuit of our thief and everything is going as planned. If you don't manage to recover the talisman, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
What if I get and the Khajiit are gone?
You really think they'd have packed up all those tents and left in the time it took us to get through the crypts? Nobody's that fast. Not even the Lark of Rosgard.
Are you going to tell the High Priest about the talisman?
The replica, you mean? I know what the Lark said. But I actually have principles. A code I try to live by. I can downplay the caravan's involvement, but I'd have to tell the truth about my actions. I've caused enough trouble already.
Are you going to tell the High Priest about the story of the Eye of Bandar?
You mean the third-hand account that directly challenges the religious importance of the most sacred relic in the shrine of this peninsula's most influential patron saint? I wasn't planning on it, no.
Why not?
Did you forget who you're talking to? It's not my place to challenge the faith in any of the patron saints of the great houses. And even if it was, do you really think that stubborn High Priest would give the story any credibility? I don't.
Why is stopping the Lark of Rosgard so important to you?
Because I'm an armiger. I should delight in such a grand and poetic experience. But no matter how clever or prepared I am, every chapter against the Lark ends with me playing the fool. This refrain only ends when I beat him for good.
I see. Well, I'm gonna go. My god, if I was looting every single urn in here, I would be here for another hour. That's crazy. And they aren't dropping anything good. Oh, well, actually, I didn't look at the... Oh, I did get a couple things. I didn't even notice. I know all of these. No, that's old. Oh, that's loot. Huh. Where's the... There. Oh, okay. Endless wolf steaks? I don't think I've ever actually read that little thing. This is a big tomb.
We have an accord.
Go ahead. I'll meet up with you soon.
Okay. Over. I guess it makes sense we came out the other side. Such a big building.
Walker, help. Please.
What happened?
They're still alive in the ruins. Walker, please. Save my family.
What happened?
Shadea kept pushing to leave. Elir Sudro insisted we stay. And then he told her everything. The relic, the thief, secrets we swore to keep. He spoke on the ice value to the Bandari, but she heard only the promise of coin.
What did she do with the
Took
others?
them to the ruins. The relic is the price of their lives. Too late for me, Walker. Please, find the Lark. Save the others.
I'll do what I can. Oh, that's sad. Thief, you do not know Shadea, but the elder Elizir told this one everything about this little scheme and you're part in it. Shadea thinks the talisman would be a better payout than the meager gold her band was. Oh, so she was really bad. Bring the talisman to the abandoned outpost east of the camp. Any tricks, and we will paint this outpost with the blood of the Bandari. Doesn't look that bloody.
Everything went off without a... Wait. Where is everyone?
Cool mask.
What happened here? Did you do this? I knew Relasi was desperate to get me, but I never thought she'd order something like this.
Shadea did this. She left a ransom note.
Shadea? Why did he tell her? That old cat is too quick to assume the good in everyone. And perhaps I'm about to make the same mistake, but I'll ask it plainly. Can I count on your help in rescuing my client and his family or not?
You don't get paid unless you rescue them, do you?
You think the Bandari are paying me? They could barely afford to pay their mercenaries. The Lark of Rosgard never leaves a job unfinished. Simple as that.
This guy's pretty cool. Why would you agree to steal something without getting paid for it?
Stealing is so inelegant a word for what I do. I prefer to think of it as reacquisition. And the simple answer is that some things are much better earned than bought. Trust, for example. If I give you the talisman, will I have earned yours?
What's your plan?
When we get to the ruins, I need you to barter with Shadea. Do whatever you can to keep her occupied with the talisman. While you do that, I'll do what I do best. It's a gamble, but I think we can pull it off.
I have some questions first.
I have some answers, but let's not go on too long. As much as I'd welcome seeing Relasi, I think it's best if we keep ahead of her for the moment.
What's the story with you and Relasi?
She was on duty guarding the library of Vivek when she almost caught me reacquiring a rare first edition on behalf of the original author. She took it very personally, and she's been obsessed with catching me ever since.
Has she ever come close to catching you?
Oh, sure. Within kissing distance every time we've met. The only reason she hasn't yet is luck. Plain and simple. But you'll never see me admitting that to her. Better to leave her thinking I'm at least one step ahead.
Are you always so flirty with her?
She's obsessed with my every movement. But I'm the flirty one. Sure. Oh, I wonder if she'll be jealous when she finds out we've been working together.
She seems pretty insistent that you worked alone.
I keep telling her we should run away together. That's probably what she tells herself to keep from saying yes.
Why did you agree to steal a talisman of Saint Voris for Ilirisu? Oh, I can't say his name.
I met Elir Sudro with a bounty on my head. He could have turned me in for the payout. Instead, he welcomed me into the caravan. And that story of his ancestor tricking Saint Voris into coveting the Eye of Bandar always stuck with me.
So you were paying him for a favor.
The Bandari believe that favors should be passed on, not repaid. The Lark of Rosgard was born from that idea. Still, we both always wanted to reclaim the Eye of Bandar, so we planned it with some trickery of our own.
Why did he decide to bring the caravan all the way here for something so risky?
Leave that to the customs of the Bandari. His family wanted to reclaim the Eye just as much as him. Going alone was never an option. Still, the camp was vital to misdirect investigation, just as the Lark of Rosgard serves to misdirect motive.
Do you keep any of the things you steal?
Reacquire, not steal. And no, the only things I keep are memories and my notorious name.
If you left the crypts before me, why did I reach the campsite before you?
You really don't trust me, do you? If you must know, I was waiting until you ran off to try and catch a moment alone with Relasi. If I had known what happened with Shadea, I would have come straight here.
What did you end up saying to Relasi?
Nothing. All the times we met before, there was this fire in her eyes when she pursued me. Now it's gone. I think I pushed her too far this time. I thought making my presence known would have just made things worse, so I left her alone.
Okay.
I'll meet you at the ruins. Remember to keep Shadea talking as long as possible.
How pleasant. Drive on, cohort.
Oh, see? Yeah, I said when he's riding with you, he enjoys it much more. Deal with Daedric Prince. Oh. This is the one with Periite, right? Periite's a scary one. Like, he's not, like, physically strong or menacing, but he does some really scary shit. Oh, why is this place a fiery ruin? There's a bunch of wildlife in here. So I guess he likes it when you kill beasts. Like big things. Or is it just when you kill a tough enemy? Is that what it is? Maybe that's all it is. Oh, I'm sorry, there's lava here? But we're not even, this is mainland. We're not even near the mountain. That's strange.
Walker, come no closer or this one will bleed out the elder. Where is the thief?
Do I talk?
Shadea, please. This one is sure that Walker means no harm. We can talk through this, yes?
You should have kept your nose to yourself, Walker. This does not concern you.
I have the talisman of St. Voris.
What? Where did you... It does not matter. Give it to Shadea, now!
What are you planning to do with the talisman?
With so many hands grasping for it, someone must pay well for it, yes? Shadea is losing patience. Toss it over now.
I'll throw it on the count of 3. 1, 2...
What was that? No! Curse you, thief! No! You will pay for this, Walker. Surrender the talisman or the others die.
Please, Walker. Save this one's family. Give her the talisman if you must.
That's Relasi. Follow my lead and play along.
Stop right there!
You've tricked me out of the talisman, but you'll never catch me alive!
Scoundrel! Thief! The pariah curse you and hound your steps for all your days!
Well, that was convincing. Where are the others?
This one is not injured, Walker. Perhaps it is a better fate than he deserves.
What happened back at the camp?
This one misplaced his trust, and now pays dearly for it. Those who tried to fight back were killed. Please, Walker, none of this was worth the lives of my family. Save who you can.
I'll follow Shadea and see what I can do.
I came as quickly as I
Wait.
could.
No, never mind.
I came as quickly as I could. As soon as I saw what happened at the camp, I followed the tracks here to the outpost. But Vec, what a terrible thing.
Bivec? What's Bivec?
If there are any others left alive, we need to save them.
What happened back at the shrine?
I'd have been here sooner, but High Priest Treelam kept badgering me with questions. He hasn't even realized his precious relic was replaced with a fake. When I got there, he'd taken it off the pedestal and was clutching it to his chest.
So you're not worried about finding the original talisman?
While there are lives at stake, I couldn't give a nix. If you can go after them, I'll escort the Elder here safely out of the caverns. Can I still count on you?
Yeah. How do I get there, though? Oh, there's a path. Beast collar. They set up real fast in here, unless this gear was all here to begin with. Outpost Annex. Oh, I guess we're fighting. Alright. Makes sense.
You will not give the talisman willingly? Face Shadea's blades and suffer.
And today, I would not have pegged you for a villain in this situation.
No. Oh, this one has risked too much to forfeit.
Okay.
You are a true friend to the Bandari.
I mean, I've already established that in other situations.
My thanks, Walker.
This one shall pay your favor forward.
Oh, good. I was starting to get worried.
Where are we? Oh, we're like way out here.
The others just passed me. They're safe. Now, all that remains is to decide the fate of the Talisman of St. Voorhees.
What if Relassi tells the High Priest about you working for the Bandari?
She wouldn't. The only person Relassi wants to suffer for this crime is me. And she still needs to catch me. Besides, if the High Priest knew about her little stunt with the replica talisman, she'd be finished. We've got that we can hold over her.
What if she tells the High Priest the truth about the replica herself?
Way ahead of you. While you were saving the hostages, I doubled back and managed to steal Relassi's replica off the High Priest
How?
personally. Serves him right for not listening to my favorite armature in the first place.
Why did you do that?
So I could give it to you. Will you honor the patron saint of House Telvanni by restoring his shrine's most beloved spoil of war? Or will you don the mask of the pariah and deliver them the replica? The choice is now yours.
You're trusting me to make this decision?
For everyone involved to keep their desired reputations, there is no one else I can trust with this decision. It has to be you. I mean, I know what I'd do.
I know what I do
It's
too.
in your hands now.
Explain this choice to me. Why does it matter that I have both replica and original talismans?
As far as Relassi knows, you only have the original talisman. If you give the original to Elior Sudro and the replica to Relassi, she'll have to pretend it's the real thing. Or get herself in a whole world of trouble by admitting how she lost it.
And if I choose to give Relassi the original?
Then you'll have honored the tribunal and saved the shrine of St. Voorhees from a fate of worshipping a worthless trinket with no real mystical properties for time immemorial. Or perhaps they'd be doing that either way. Who can say?
You don't feel Sandy's empathy for the followers of St. Voorhees?
What they don't know won't hurt them. The Eye of Bandar has been lost for generations, and yet the Bandari kept its legend alive through stories. Is the faith in St. Voorhees so fragile that the loss of one relic would send it crumbling?
What exactly is the significance of the Eye of Bandar anyway?
That question, my friend, would be best asked of Elior Sudro. Though if you've heard the tale of his little ancestor, you may have some understanding of it already.
Why are you trying to help out Relassi?
Relassi has made things hard for herself, remaining a decent person in her line of work. Even her making that replica was done with the best of intentions. Chasing someone for so long with little to no headway can't be easy. She deserves a win.
Are you turning yourself in?
When we've just started having fun? No. The Lark's got plenty of work to do, believe me. And if I wind up playing the fool in Relassi's story more often, I think that's something I can live with.
She seems pretty intent on catching you, not just playing the fool.
Relassi follows a code, as did St. Voorhees, as do the Bandari. As I do, and I'm sure you do too. Our codes clash and harmonize. Most of the time, they pass in quiet opposition. I'm holding out hope that Relassi and I will harmonize again someday.
Will failing this heist ruin your reputation?
No, no. See, the important thing here is that Relassi didn't catch me. In fact, you looking like you caught me works in my favor. Trust me, she needs the encouragement. It'll keep her from giving up.
Why is it a good thing for you?
My reputation wouldn't be half of what it is today without Relassi making me notorious. That's a valuable thing to have in a long-term adversary. And she keeps me on my toes. That's useful. Even if I'd much rather she have me on my back.
Oh my god, okay.
See you around, stranger. And send my fondest farewells to Relassi.
How do you drive this thing?
Does he say that for any mount, or just specifically Animunculi? That would be a weird thing to say about, like, a horse, wouldn't it?
The Walker has returned. 1,000 blessings to you, savior of the Bandari.
How much of your family did you lose?
This one mourns those lost when Shadea's greed overtook her. But we would have lost so much more if it were not for you, Walker. This one knows not how to express his thanks. The buoyant Armiger, she failed to catch our tricky friend, yes?
The Lark of Rosgard is gone. I have the Talisman of St. Voorhees.
Ha! So, the fate of the Eye of Bandar falls to you. Whichever way you choose, Walker. This one asks only that you do not use what you learned today about the Eye to challenge the faith of those who serve at this shrine.
I have some questions about the Eye of Bandar.
This one grew up hearing the story of his little ancestor, sparing the life of her caravan by tricking the Fiery One into his obsession with the Eye. Now, this one followed his own obsession and lost many. Ask what you will. This one will answer.
What is the real significance of the Eye?
Ah, by all appearances, it is a simple gem trapped within a gilded talisman, yes? The Eye of Bandar is a relic traded between clans of Bandari. The holder may ask for any item, any favor within means, and the receiver must provide.
Is it really worthless outside the hands of the Bandari?
Should you break it free from the talisman, you would see. It is moonstone, worth very little coin, yes? And yet, it is rubbed smooth and small from passing between the hands of my people. A symbol of indulgence and trading in good faith.
Why don't you want the High Priest to know the truth about the talisman?
You mean that the Eye of Bandar inside the relic has no hidden magic at all? By the code of the Bandari, such words would be unwelcome in the ears of those who follow St. Voorhees. They would cause harm, and so we discourage them.
That's so considerate. Do you think the followers of St. Voorhees would do the same for you?
This one cannot say, Walker. This one only has the code of the Bandari to indulge the beliefs of others. Besides, to wield the truth in such a way would ruin the most fragrant mischief of the story of the little ancestor, yes?
I'm giving you the real talisman.
Walker, this one is at a loss for words. Our caravan will pay forward your generosity 1,000 times, but what will become of the shrine of St. Voorhees?
I'll give them the replica talisman that Relassi made. They won't realize the difference. Oh, he's crying.
Very good, Walker, very good.
Oh, this is... It's a shame that so many people died, but it's a touching end.
Good, you're back. Just as we planned.
Ooh.
The lock got away, but the remaining Khajiit are safe, right? Then it's a victory in my book. Did you recover anything else for me?
This is for you.
I recognize my handiwork. I'll be a hero returning this to the shrine. It's a false victory, but no one needs to know that besides us. Take your payment. If we meet again, I hope it will be after I've taken the upper hand on the Lark of Rosgard.
Oh, she took that surprisingly
What
well.
happened today was a setback, but the knowledge is my burden to bear. No one needs to learn from it except me. I'll make it right by capturing the Lark of Rosgard next time. I swear it.
So what will you do now, Relasi?
I'll send a report to my superiors. I'll remain in Salem Mora for a few days, just to make sure it's safe. And then I'll likely be back on the trail of the Lark of Rosgard.
How did you manage to make such a convincing... Yeah, I was wondering this the whole time. How did you make a convincing replica?
Oh, I've always had an eye for that sort of thing. The sacred gem looked enough like moonstone that I made it work in a pinch.
She doesn't know.
A little bit of weathering, using some basic spells, and that's it. Sometimes I wonder if I got in the wrong line of work.
How did you manage to replace the original with the replica without the High Priest noticing?
It's just being furtive and aware of your surroundings. I suppose I have some sort of intuition I've picked up from my work on... You know what? I'm going to stop this line of questioning right here.
What'd I say?
No. I get enough teasing about how good a thief I'd be from the Lark of Rosgard. I don't need it from you.
It would be
two.
cool if the Lark was like
Now run
in the
along
background
before
during
I
this
decide to change my
conversation.
mind about not taking anyone into custody for this case.
Armiger Relasi, your efforts in returning this relic to our shrine will be noted.
Anything from you?
Thank you again for your service. I would say that we are in your debt, but this is what Relasi hired you for, is it not? I did want to ask you something. I noticed that the talisman appears a little different.
Different how?
It's changed somehow. The gem inside seems to have a different sort of luster. I rather wonder if your forceful expression of will in seeing its safe return has somehow tapped into its hidden power.
He doesn't know.
It's an exciting development, to say the least.
Has anyone else seen any change in talisman?
I've heard nothing. But of course, no one knows the talisman as intimately as I do. Our relic being threatened as it was has to mean we'll have an influx of pilgrims soon. Perhaps others will be able to provoke it further.
I love that it was just a moonstone in the end. Just a moonstone.
What happened today was a setback. I'll send a report
Okay,
to my
so there's the same
superiors.
dialogue. It's always worth checking with the NPCs when you finish up a quest because they sometimes have some fun flavored text. So let's go do Tell Dreloth. Where's the quest giver for that one? Is it you?
I can't believe she just threw me out. What am I going to do?
Dacia Caro.
Please?
Imperial?
I have no one else I can turn to. I need help. I worked as a servant in the towers of Tel Dreloth. Nathan,
Wait.
the son of Mistress Dreloth, is being kept prisoner there. At least, I think
That's
he
why
must
that
be.
sounds familiar. Mr. Straloth is from Morrowind. Wait, actually wasn't Mrs. Straloth also in Morrowind the DLC in this game, not just The Elder Scrolls 3? What do you think that?
Nathan and I had plans to leave Tel Dreloth together. Someone must have found out because the day we planned to leave, I was dismissed from my position. Mistress Dreloth, or Suthiel, I suppose, pushed me out without a chance to see Nathan.
Where do you suppose Nathan is now?
She's holding him against his will. He'll be in the isolation tower. The only access is through the lab in the caverns that run underneath. There's a key in the top floor of the main tower. Please, can you help me? I'll pay for your assistance.
I'll help you get the key so we can rescue Nathan.
Thank the eight you came along. I had no idea how I would do this on my own. I know Suthiel would just throw me out again, but Nathan is my whole world. I can't possibly leave Tel Dreloth without him. The first step is finding that key.
I have some questions.
Certainly. You know, it's been so long since I spoke to another outsider. I didn't think I'd miss it so much.
Why can't Nathan escape on his
I
own?
say this with love, but Nathan's not a fighter. He's lived a sheltered life, and Sathiel is a very skilled mage. But he wouldn't fight his mother anyway. Until he met me, he seemed content with heeding Sathiel's every word.
Wait, I'm confused. Are they not related to Drella? Okay, why is she so focused on keeping you two from being together?
I wish I knew. If she were any other Telvanni master, I guess she didn't want her son settling for some low-born servant girl. But nothing like that ever seemed to matter to Sathiel. She was far more focused on her research than her rank anyway.
What exactly is she researching?
From what I understand, she's trying to cure the Nahatan flu. It took the life of her husband many years ago, when Nathan was just a baby. I'm sure that's why she's so protective of her son, but it's no way to let him live.
Oh, and you think she's keeping him some isolation tower?
I heard Sathiel used to keep test subjects in the isolation tower. If she's keeping him anywhere, I imagine it has to be there. He spends most of his time on the balcony of the main tower, but he hasn't been out there at all since I left.
I'm trying to remember where Drella is from. Do you think Sathiel would let you and Nathan be together if you weren't planning to leave?
Would it matter? Nathan deserves to make his own choices, regardless of his mother's wishes. And if she really felt that way, why wouldn't she just make her feelings known instead of throwing me out? I wasn't trying to steal him from her.
How did you end up at Tel Drelloth?
I used to ask myself that question every day. It all happened so fast. I had a big family in Cropsford. We fled east from Cyrodiil when the Three Banners War began. By the time I made it here, I'd lost everyone. I was on my own.
And Sathiel hired you?
She gave me lodging and fair wages, too. She was kind to me, in her way. I used to think it was out of some goodness of her heart that she took me in. After she dismissed me, I was left wondering if she even has a heart.
What did she say when she dismissed you?
Very little, actually. It's not what she said, rather... While packing, I found a note in my belongings, signed by Nathan, full of hurtful things. Things I know he would never say to me.
You think Sathiel wrote the note pretending to be Nathan?
I'm certain of it. I know Nathan's handwriting, and more than that, I know his heart. He'd never say such cruel things to me. And the fact that Sathiel made up those lies hurts me even more.
Tell me about you and Nathan.
As in how we met? It's a bit of a silly story. I have a habit of whistling while I work. Songs from back home to keep my mind busy. One day, when I was working in the garden, I heard it. Chords of Chim El Adabal, coming from the balcony above me.
Oh, that's the Red Diamond. Nathan was playing it for you?
He'd never even heard it before. He learned it on the lute just from listening to me. He would play, and I began to sing again. It was like Nathan gave me my voice back. And I could think of home again in a way that felt like healing.
What happened after that?
Nathan started dropping notes for me in the garden. He folded them so beautifully to look like flowers. He'd make up excuses to send for me. We'd stay up all night talking or reading. It took a long time for either of us to admit our feelings.
It's like reverse Rapunzel. Who admitted them first?
I did. I'd suggested that Sathiel was being a little overprotective of him. We were almost arguing about it when I just admitted that I'd fallen in love with him. But I didn't know if I wanted to stay at Tel Drelloth forever like Sathiel.
Oh, when did you decide to leave Tel Drelloth together?
Only recently. That was Nathan's idea. After losing my family, I sought safety and found it in Tel Drelloth. But over time, we both realized life is too short, too precious to spend it stuck in just one place. We decided we wanted to see the world.
Okay. Wasn't Drelloth one of the Master Telvanni and Morrowind? I'm there's so many names I get them mixed up, but I swear that's what it feels like. Oh, this is the place with the cool garden. I've passed by here a few times.
There's the main tower. And you can see the isolation tower to the north there.
To the north. That over there?
They're not like the towers back home. But they're beautiful in their own way.
I suppose. Oh, this place has a loading screen. What is in here?
Good. Nobody's noticed us so far.
There's no one here to notice us.
The key is in that chest. It's a spare for when the researchers misplace theirs.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to go just fine.
Got it? Let's speak for a moment.
Nothing's happened.
All right. We have the key.
Wait.
This...
Never mind.
All right. We have the key. This is going better than I thought it would. And it's strange. Everything looks so different in here without the wards. It all feels so empty.
What wards?
Nathan's protective wards. You know, Sathiel's magic barriers that kept Nathan's half of the tower in isolation. I couldn't cross them at all. They certainly made tidying up a bit of a trial. I mentioned the wards before, didn't I?
You did not.
Sorry. I guess I've been here so long it's become normal to me. Sathiel said the outside world would kill Nathan, and she was working on a cure. But as far as I know, she and her husband were trying to cure the Nahatan flu.
Wait, you left out some very important details until now. Her husband?
He died years ago, when Nathan was just a baby, from the disease they were trying to cure. Sathiel must be sheltering Nathan for fear of losing him, too. She's doing it out of love. That I can understand. But that doesn't make it right.
Now that we have the key, how do we get to Nathan?
We'll take the portal pad to the cellar. Then the key will get us into the labs. From there, it's just making our way through the caverns to the isolation tower. As long as we don't cross Sathiel, the others will be too busy to stop us.
And what happens if we run into Sathiel?
Good question. I've never known her to be particularly combative, but if Nathan's wards were any indication, she does wield very powerful magic. Which she may use to escort us out.
What about the researchers? Will they try to stop us?
Nathan's well-being is a family affair, and the researchers are far more focused on their work. They're tasked with observing their subjects for the slightest changes, so they won't keep their eyes on us for long, anyway.
Subjects?
Test subjects for her experiments. Animals, as far as I know. Some of the experiments are rather grisly. I kept away from the lab for that exact reason. I've heard some of these Telvanni use slaves for such things, but Sathiel's not like that.
Has Mistress Jaw tested any of these cures on Nathan?
No, and that's exactly what worries me. She's tested no cures on him because there's nothing to cure. He's not sick. She just wants control. Poor Nathan. His mother loves him, but it's almost like she's the one with the sickness.
Hey, this isn't going to be a twist where you're just dumb and this is all a misunderstanding, right? They wouldn't do that, right?
I don't think I've ever seen it this empty down here. Where is everyone? Wait. What are these subjects doing out of containment?
What subjects? Subject? Oh, there's a wolf. Oh, the wolf has turned into a fungus.
Something very...
Oh, sorry. I guess someone must have been just ahead of me clearing out... No, maybe not. Is Nathan gonna be a mushroom man?
Why are they like this? What has Sathiel done to them?
Oh, the quest is called Lovesick, huh?
To Apocrypha with you.
Now, why would you want to send them someplace you like? That seems counterproductive, as Sandir. This is like cordyceps, but it takes over the whole thing, not just the head. Oh, big bear. Interesting, because these, in Greymore Caverns, these are just animals that exist. Here they're implied to be animals that turned into fungus.
Look around. Maybe there's something here that explains what happened.
Nathan, I'm leaving Tel Driloth. I have come to some wealth due to the death of his brother. Interesting.
What's that? It looks like a letter.
It sure does, doesn't it? I remind myself when doubt creeps like vermin into my night. I was right. I am right. His death was not for nothing. My work will bear fruit. Delman spore sample. 1105. Find more reliable help. Right this missing gates to the house. It's far too dangerous already. Where am I supposed to coax dependable help from? Slaves do not meet my needs and ask more questions. Heard even Fedora had trouble. Mercenaries. I don't need mercenary. I don't need lab assistants. I need another me. Huh.
What did you find? Anything that explains what's happened?
I found Cethil Driloth's research notes. Also found a letter. Did you write this?
Let me see. No, I'd never write such a thing. Did Cethil write this? Did she really think this sounds like me? What did the research notes say?
Cethil's testing some sort of cure and has notes on some toxic spore interfering with her wards.
Spores? The researchers spoke of those. Little seeds on the air, invisible to the eye like flu or fever. I think that's how molds and mushrooms make more of themselves. Delman spore sample. Delman? Delman? What is that? It sounds like a name.
You don't know what it means?
It sounds familiar. I just can't place where I've heard it before. She mentions these toxic spores interfering with wards. Does that mean Nathan's wards? If these spores reach the isolation tower, he could be in danger.
Let's keep moving and see if we can find Nathan. Is he gonna be a mushroom man?
No. The observation outpost. What happened? Where is everyone?
Well, they seem to be dead or gone. One or the other. Possibly both. Ooh. I mean, it's a clever way to reuse the Gloomspore animal assets. Oh, you're not even gonna help out? Okay, thank you.
Tunche? Thank the 8 you're all right.
Hello.
Daisha, stranger, you
Stranger.
here. Too dangerous. Go no further.
What happened? You gonna be alright?
Spores nearly killed me. Barely exposed. Natural immunity. I will live. Heard shouting, then screaming. Everyone came running. Big mistake. Subject spores. Too strong. Wanted to escape.
What happened? Where's the subject now?
Mistress Driloth. She coaxed him back to isolation. Delman, too strong. Stronger than I've ever seen.
Who or what is Delman?
Delman. Mistress Driloth's greatest experiment. The cure. The affliction. Delman did this. Trouble breathing. Barely survived. The other researchers, not so lucky. Too late for them. Go no further. You could be killed.
We'll be careful. You should rest now.
glad. I'm glad Tunche is all right. But he's just given us more questions than answers. I know he's one of her most trusted assistants, but if this Delman is one of Sathiel's experiments, how does Tunche not blame her for what happened here?
We still don't understand exactly who or what Delman is.
I know, but... fetch it all! I just wish I could remember where I've heard it before. Delman.
Is it possible Nathan said something about it?
No, that's just the trouble. If Nathan had said or written it, I'd probably remember it exactly. Delman...
Is that the name of her husband?
Where did Tunche say Sathiel took the subject again?
She said she coaxed him back to isolation.
That must mean the isolation tower. Where Nathan is. Let's keep going. I don't know what we're going to do, but Sathiel needs to be stopped.
This is definitely going to be a big misunderstanding. Maybe we can still swoop in and save the day, though. Not this way. Long tunnels.
The researchers, too? Gods, what has she done?
Are they mushrooms? Oh no, they have that imp skin. Okay. It's like one of the... Actually, wait, is there a green one? I know I have a blue and a pink one. It's... No, it's not that one. It's... Oh, it must be this one. Moss blood imp epidermis. Okay. Moss isn't a wait. No, moss isn't a fungus, is it? No.
Wait. Do you feel that? It's like we're being watched.
I've tolerated this incursion long enough.
Hold on, I'll be there in just a second. Oh. Hello.
Whoever you are, you've fallen for Dacia's fanciful tale. And now you're enabling her dangerous obsession with my son. Nathan made his feelings for Dacia perfectly clear in the letter he wrote. Or was that vital piece of information kept from you?
The only letter I've seen is the one from Dacia saying she didn't love Nathan. Did you write that?
So what if I did? They'd both do well to believe it. They can never be together, do you hear me? Never. Leave this place. Forget all that you've seen, or you'll end up worse than Tunche.
What did you do to Nathan? Does it have something to do with Delman?
Delman? Where did you hear this name, Delman?
We found your research notes. Tunche said Delman was responsible for what happened in the lab.
Ah, I see. So your half-informed mind proves far more dangerous than an uninformed one. You cannot help. Leave this place, or I will do everything in my remaining power to stop you.
We're not leaving until we find Nathan. This does seem like we're making a big mistake.
Delman was her husband.
Oh, I was right.
That's right. I must have heard it from her once, long ago when she first brought me on. He died from the Nahatan flu. The thing she's trying to cure. I've never seen her like this before.
Whoa. What was that just went by? If Delman has been dead for so long, how could he be responsible for what happened in the lab?
I don't know. Has she gone mad? Was she always this way? If so, she's been hiding it, and I can't blame her. If she were carted off to Gorn, she'd be parted from Nathan. The thought of it probably only made things worse for her.
You're like borderline obsessed with Nathan. You know that? Are you sure you want to keep going?
If you mean to heed Sathiel's words and leave, then I'll have to go on alone. Nathan is my whole world. I'm not leaving without him.
I'm with you. Let's keep going and find Nathan. What is... This is the skitteriest little shock beetle I've ever seen. Shroom beetle, excuse me. That thing's like a rocket.
If you won't listen to me, perhaps my guardian will compel you to turn back.
Tower Guardian Zivari. Man, I remember when air astronauts were first, like, revealed. It was like a big deal. Like, oh, this is a new type of astronaut no one's ever seen. Now everyone and their mother can just summon them, huh? We made an astronaut using elements of the other astronauts, and it's air. A pure element. And then no one cared anymore.
You cannot fight the danger that lies ahead. This is your last chance. Dacia, turn back, or you may never leave this tower again.
Uh-oh.
Dacia, stay back! I tried to escape, but she was right. My mother was right about everything.
Nathan, what are you talking about? We're here to rescue you.
Stay back from the ward. Mother says it's already in a weakened state due to the strength of my affliction. I don't recognize you, stranger. What are you doing with Dacia?
Wait, are you Delman and Nathan, and you like Jekyll and Hyde? Shit.
Rescue? Then she really does love me? There was this note, you see. I was certain it was fake, but then I saw you and, well, I started to wonder. But I cannot leave. If you came through the caverns, you must have seen what I'm capable of.
That was you? Tunshai said that Delman was responsible for what happened.
My father, yes. The affliction my mother gave me. She named it after him. I didn't know until I tried escaping. The wards were never for my protection. They kept others safe from me. If I had left with Dacia when we planned, she'd be dead.
How did the Sithiel afflict you? What did a Sithiel afflict you with?
A living cure. A symbiote that protects its host with toxic spores. I would not be alive without it, and it would not thrive without me. All these years, she really has been trying to cure me so I might live a normal life. Why did I ever doubt her?
Where's your mother now?
So now you know the truth.
Oh, hello. You can just come and go as you see. Okay.
I'd kept this secret from Nathan his whole life. That he might not grow up knowing he was a monster of my own making. That he might keep his will to live while I sought a cure. After all, I gave him the Nahatan flu and cured him of that too.
You infected your own son with the Nahatan flu?
Delman and I were trying to save the world. A promising fungal spore sample was on its way from Black Marsh when Delman caught the very thing we were trying to cure. And I lost him. I had to know if the spores would have saved him. And now I know.
Why don't the spores affect you?
Nathan came from me. I am enough of him that the fungal symbiote does not register me as a separate entity, and therefore not a threat to its host. That is when I named it. Delman Mycota. The cure, like love, that would be with us always.
Couldn't you have told Dacia the truth about Nathan's condition?
The truth is a poor cure for love. I did not want Dacia to share my fate of being shackled to tell Dreloff by her own heartstrings. So I tried to drive her away. But since hers is a love that clearly cannot be cured, I have devised a choice for her.
What choice?
If Dacia is willing, I can safely inoculate her with the same spores I used on Nathan. She will share his affliction and his confinement. But they will be together, and she will want for nothing, except perhaps her freedom.
And what if she doesn't want that?
Then she can make herself useful and help me find a cure. I'll hire her on again. I need someone dependable to procure rare ingredients to keep testing possible cures for Delman Mycota. Perhaps someday she can be one of my researchers.
Are you confident you can even find a cure?
I've been studying Delman Mycota for over 20 years. If anyone can find a cure, it's me. I'm not about to abandon my life's most important work. There has to be something that can eradicate the fungus once it's disposed of the Nahatan flu.
If Dacia chooses to be inoculated, are you going to carry out experiments on her?
What does it matter if she and Nathan are able to live out their days together? I'd only prioritize curing her. But I am a researcher. I am not above recognizing the benefit of additional subjects with which to compare results.
All your researchers are dead except one. Is anyone going to hold you accountable for that?
My researchers signed on with me because of my area of study. They knew the dangers of Delman Mycota as well as its potential. All that space in the labs was necessary for safe experimentation. I regret their loss, but they knew the risks.
It seems like their deaths could have been avoided if you had told Nathan or Dacia the truth.
Or if I had time to think of a more believable lie to tell the both of them. I knew they had been meeting for quite some time. When I overheard their plans to run away together, I had to act quickly, or else risk Dacia's certain death.
You know how they felt about each other?
Of course I did. I was glad for it at first. Dacia brought Nathan happiness. If only they could have remained content being in love, with the wards up between them. It was only when they doubted me that things got dangerous. And now, here we are.
I don't understand. How does Delman Mycota work?
I suppose my research notes wouldn't give you the whole picture, would they? Toonshay, one of my most devoted researchers, discovered it in a pool of brackish water deep within Black Marsh. Its capture and transport was quite the undertaking.
Nathan said it was a symbiote. How does that work?
When bonded inside the lungs of its host, Delman Mycota passively produces spores toxic to almost all non-fungal life, as you saw in the caverns. It seems to eradicate anything that might threaten the life of its host, including the Nahatan flu.
Then how does it find new hosts?
It is sensitive to smoke, a herald of fire, which causes it to release reproducing spores in anticipation of finding a new host. These are the spores we would use to inoculate Dacia, if that is what she chooses.
And their spores won't be harmful to one another if they're both inoculated?
Correct. Somehow, Delman Mycota recognizes itself, and of course doesn't see itself as a threat. Argonians like Toonshay are a different case, but only barely. Their natural resistance to toxins very nearly meets its match with Delman Mycota.
Okay. Sounds like you have a choice to make, which is probably going to mean that I have a choice to make.
Nathan and I could finally be together. But the way to do so means becoming his mother's experiment. But I'd be safe, provided for. I'd get to dance and sing every day with the one I love. Some would kill for such a gentle life.
You could consider Cethiel's other option, or you could just leave.
Leaving for good is no option for me. My heart is Nathan's and his is mine. If I don't give up my freedom, I can help Cethiel find a cure. I'd get to see the world like I always wanted, but I'd be in her service. And I'd be alone.
You'd really give up your freedom? There's no guarantee you'll find a cure.
Life offers no guarantee of love either. But I found that, didn't I? I don't see it as giving up my freedom. I see it as a choice of how I get to show my love. But my heart is split. If you were in my place, which would you choose?
Of course. Let me see what they have to say about this. Hey, dude.
I don't want to be alone again. I want nothing more than for Dacia to stay with me. If we can't walk the world together, at least we never have to be apart. But I love her. Deeply, truly, I do, which is why I know I cannot ask her to stay.
Don't look at me like that. I tried to get her to leave, didn't I? At best, it would come to this. At worst, she'd have ended up like the rest of the researchers. The choices that love demands of us are never easy.
Huh.
After I lost everything,
Okay, I think
life offers
I would
no
do the find a
guarantee of
cure
love.
thing.
I made it this far. I can work and wander a bit longer to have Nathan by my side for good someday. Cethiel and I are going to find that cure.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
Thank you for helping me see the best path forward, stranger. Here's your reward.
Don't be a victim, be a champion.
Dacia, I love you. I'm glad you're going to see the world.
Nathan, until you can see it with me, my road will always lead back to Tel Dreloth.
Aw.
So, she keeps her freedom, and shall aid me in finding a cure, so long as her heart remains anchored to Tel Dreloth.
What are you gonna do now?
It'll put a stall in my research, but I think Dacia deserves a break. I've put her through quite a lot. Letting her be with Nathan, as much as she can be with him behind these wards, will be a good reminder for why she chose the way she did.
Are you gonna hire on more researchers?
I'll have to, won't I? And Toonshay will help me, as he's always done. I pay well, and the world is in no shortage of those who lost loved ones to the Nahatan flu. I don't anticipate any trouble in finding more help.
I don't know what to say. Dacia is my world. I wouldn't want her to curse herself forever just to be with me. But I I don't think I'll meet anyone like her ever again.
She's staying, dude. Relax. What are you gonna do now?
I'll ask my mother to order me songbooks, and then I'll learn and practice every song I can. When Daisha returns, I'll play and she'll sing, and it'll be just like when we first met.
Okay, just keep a stiff upper lip, buddy.
I feel better having a path forward so both Nathan and I can be free. We'll find a cure soon. I just know it.
What do you do now?
I expect I'll get straight to work for Cethile. I mean, Mistress Drelov. If I can spare a moment alone with Nathan, I'll take it. But I don't want to waste any more time when I could be searching for a cure for him.
Okay. How do I leave? Is this just... Oh, I guess the front door. Okay, so there's one more quest in this region somewhere that I have not found. I haven't been really on this road, so let me just in case, let me travel up the road, and then I'll have done a full lap. And then I'll know for sure if it's just somewhere out in the wilderness. Although this is kind of where I met that one weird dude, isn't it? Let's see.
Give up! Your magic is no match for mine! You think I'm afraid of your pitiful spells? Ha! I've seen more threatening netches!
A frost mage and a fire mage?
You should gallop away as fast as you can. This is going to be a big one. That fool won't know what hit him once I've cast my spell.
Are you two fighting?
In a way, yes. I'm working my way through the Telvanni rankings, and the only thing standing between me and the next title is this obstinate fool. He thinks his magic is stronger than mine. I'll crush him.
Can't you just stun him? You don't need to destroy him to beat him.
Huh. Large, grandiose spells are more to my liking, but you're right. I shouldn't waste my grandest spell on this cretin. No, I'll just knock him out. Save the real power for the next fool who stands in my way. This is only a fraction of my true power. Be grateful it isn't the whole of it.
Okay. Is that it? That was really cool. Well, if I see them again, I'll talk to the fire guy and see what he has to say, I guess. Oh, we're back here now. So now I have to play the game of where would I be if I was... Well, there's this path here. Maybe I'll just need to start going down side paths until I find it. Alright, I'll be back once I find it. Oh. Wow, it was right here, huh?
Ho there, traveler. Can you help me?
What accent was that?
Oh, thank the eight. You stopped. I've had people pass by without even a glance my way. Suppose they must think I'm bait for some sort of trap with clothes as nice as this. Really, I just need an urgent favor.
What sort of favor?
I'm a courier for a cadet branch of House Halalu. My superiors tasked me with an urgent delivery to a member of the house in Necrom. I just landed this position. I don't want to lose it, but I can't complete the delivery in this state.
What happened to you?
I turned my ankle. Serves me right for wearing these new boots on an assignment without properly breaking them in. Could you find Solny Narain in Necrom and deliver her package for me? Happy to let you keep the reward if it means I'll keep my job.
Okay.
You're like a blessing from Zenithar himself. Solny Narain should be at the graveyard in Necrom. As for me, I suppose I'll fashion a splint and hobble my way to a settlement, with the comfort of knowing my professional reputation will remain intact.
Was this like a guest voice actor? It's a little off. How exactly did you manage to turn your ankle?
I was indisposed for a moment off the side of the road when I thought I heard a snake. Not ideal when you have your pants around your ankles. You can probably imagine the rest.
Do you need a healer?
No point now. I've been waiting for so long that even if my boots were broken in, I'd still never make it in time. Funny thing is, I bought this ensemble to treat myself for landing this position with House Halalu. Should have just saved my gold.
What's so important about this delivery anyway?
Per the courier's oath, your job isn't to know, it's to take the parcel and go. All I was told was that it's very important. Between you and me, they say that for all deliveries to the members of House Halalu. But the less I know, the better.
Okay. Well, that's why I never found it, because it's like, it's so out of the way. But it was on a road. I should have checked. I need to be more thorough with checking every single road. What? Oh, that's a thieves' den. Still, that didn't take too long. As I found, there was no information on that quest except for one video some guy streamed of doing just a couple quests at Necrom. So, shout out to that person. Actually, you know what? I should properly... Whoops. Hey, what are you doing? I should properly... Boy, I can't speak. That was... What was your name? I have it here. That was Dr. Nachos. Thank you, Dr. Nachos. I wouldn't have found this quest without you, probably. Well, maybe, but I wouldn't have found it anytime soon, that's for sure. Solny Niran. Narian?
Stranger, what business do you have with me? I'm trying to tend my aunt's funeral pyre.
Solny Niran, I have a delivery for you.
Oh, thank the three. You made it. I couldn't finish my aunt's funeral without her cherished shield. Her spirit will rest easier knowing it still protects her remains. With my deepest gratitude, this payment is yours.
Oh, I got a hat? Why'd I get a hat? Oh, that's why I got a hat. Ah, yes. I like Star Wars as well. Oh! That was cool.
I can feel the relief emanating from my aunt's spirit. You've done us a great service, Courier.
Who was your aunt? How did she die?
Her name was Yuvena Narain. As an ordinator, she served the Ministry of Justice with distinction for many years. She served until she was too old to don armor and hold her shield. They hung it in the Hall of Justice in Vivek City in her honor.
And now you're burying it with her?
The shield will burn here with her remains. Then the Keepers of the Dead will shepherd the ashes to our family's niche in the catacombs. There, Aunt Yuvena will find lasting peace with the rest of the Narayan family. Thanks to you, Courier.
About me being a courier.
You didn't look like an Eluan Janine to me, but I wasn't going to say anything. What matters is that Eluan made sure that you could get the job done, whoever you are. Now, I'd like to tend to my aunt's pyre in peace. Safe travels to you.
Okay. That was a fun one. So I've done all the ones in the Telvanni coast. Peninsula, whatever. It's not a peninsula, though, because this isn't the end of it. I mean, technically, this is a peninsula here, where Necrom is, but this would be the proper peninsula. This should just be the Telvanni coast. I don't know why they named it that. It's such a misnomer. Misnomer? Again, words are hard. So that's it for Telvanni Coast. Now, what are we looking at in Apocrypha real quick? We've got the public dungeon, naturally. Cenotaph of the Remnants. That's a piece that's like from the Deadlands that got pulled in, right? The Ravening Morass. We got 4 Delves. Rectory Corporea. The Feral Gallery. Okay, so there's a lot to do. Plus, I remember, I think it was right next to this Way Shrine. Hezek is right there. That's a returning character I wanted to see more of. Because he was just, what, in the Deadlands and that was it? And he was very brief. That was it. So that'll be cool. But that's it for now. So thanks for joining me. Come back. I'll have the next stuff up real soon. But until then, bye.